Hey guys, what's up? Darcy here at Six Strings Nine Lives, back for a CD vinyl update. Little over 6 weeks since my last update, so got a few things piling up here. Got quite a few CDs, some newer releases, actually 4 of them. So new or newer releases from 2024. Honestly, I haven't bought that many new releases this year. I think I'm up to about 13, which, that number includes these 4 and maybe 2 live albums. I don't know. Originally, I thought it would be, quite a big year, but it's kind of slowed down actually. But anyways, I made a list also of some up-and-coming thrash-related reissues coming out on Nuclear Blast, which I'm interested in, and maybe you will be too, or you are too. And I don't want to forget to talk about an anniversary, a 40th anniversary of one of my favorite 80s bands, so we'll get to that too. But before we get to all of that, I just want to take a minute to remember Paul Di'Anno. Passed away this past week. Rest in peace, Paul. I am kicking back on this Sunday listening to those first 2 Iron Maiden albums, which legendary albums. Love them. Matter of fact, Killers is my 3rd overall favorite Iron Maiden album. Yeah. I think there's 2 ahead of it, but there is a ranking that needs updating. My old one does not have Senjutsu in it yet, so I definitely will update that probably before the end of the year or early 2025. I don't know. You never know about Iron Maiden. Maybe they're going to come out with one more studio album here in the next probably 1 year or 2 years. But yeah, so list of reissues coming out that you might be interested in. If you're a fan of Exodus and you kind of missed out or on the Rob Dukes era, they're reissuing all 3 albums with him on of the studio material November 22nd. So that is Shovel Headed Kill Machine from 2005. Then we have the Atrocity Exhibition Exhibit A. So that one's from 2007. And then we have Exhibit B, The Human Condition from 2010. Then this one I just pre-ordered, I think a week ago. Death Angel, The Art of Dying. That one's coming out December 6th. That would be kind of Death Angel's comeback album, and I'm interested in getting that one on vinyl. And then a huge one for me, this is one of my most played albums from 1989. This one and probably Faith No More, The Real Thing, 2 real highlights from 89, which would be Testament, Practice What You Preach. So they just announced that one. If you're not familiar, Nuclear Blast acquired all the rights to the first 6 Testament albums. So they kind of been going through those. And that reissue will be released January 24th. So definitely picking that one up. I think it's coming out on vinyl. There's a CD long box, a collector's, whatever, and a cassette. So look forward to that. And one of my favorite bands from the 80s, which is Rat, is coming out with a 40th anniversary of Out of the Cellar. And there is a version that includes a 7-inch of a song that was never released from those sessions called Reach for the Sky. Now, if you've not heard that song, I got to link that in the description. It is a time warp right back to the 80s. The song I just love it. It's, and the title of it, Reach for the Sky, which is the title of their 4th studio album, Reach for the Sky. But the funny thing is, Rat, in all their 7 studio albums, which is not many, they don't have a title track. So maybe that's why they left it off, or, maybe they didn't want to have a song like Wanted Man and Reach for the Sky, kind of cowboyish themes, but you gotta go check out this track. It is absolutely fantastic. I have pre-ordered the 40th anniversary marbled whatever with the 7-inch included. It has its own separate artwork and a sleeve. Cannot wait to get that. a little pricey, but I thought, you know what, I gotta have it. Out of all the glam bands from the 80s, Rat is way up here for me, up there with, Dokken and Motley Crue, stuff like that. But anyways, let's get into my update. First one I'll show you is brand new, well, yeah, 4 albums from 2024. This is the 15th studio album from Flotsam and Jetsam, which I did a review on, so I won't spend a lot of time on this one. But this is called I Am the Weapon. This is the 4th release from AFM Records now. They found a good home with AFM Records. This is the CD version. In the review, I think I show the vinyl version. But there is the packaging. Nice digipack. AFM Records always does a good job as far as I'm concerned on their releases. Booklet in here too. So if you want to know a little bit more about this album, check out my review on it. It's only 3 or 4 videos ago. But the cool thing is, in the comment section of that video, this guy right here, Ken Mary, commented on my video, which rarely ever happens, where you get an actual band member commenting on your video. Thank me for doing the review and a few other things. But yeah, go check that out. That was pretty neat. I felt kind of honored that he would do that. But you know what? These guys are just regular people with, jobs, or in a band, and they work hard. But glad they make great music. So coming up next is a newer release. I think this only got released a week ago. This guy, 4th studio album from Jerry Cantrell. For me, this is the type of music that I like to, step away from the heavy stuff and, a little bit of, death metal, thrash metal. This one's where you dial it down with a Jerry Cantrell album. Just a great album. This is the follow-up to his 2021's album called Brighton, which, if you've never heard that album either, it's awesome. But cool packaging. This is a little JC type of Jerry Cantrell, fishhook type of thing. Slides out every minute, every second, which are lyrics from the song I Want Blood, which is the title of the album. Yeah, very unique packaging. Great job from his own label. What's behind that CD? Let's check it out. Yeah, just some blood flowing in the background. Pretty cool. Nice booklet. So this one had first single release for this was called Vilified, and then Afterglow, and then the title track I Want Blood. Here is the booklet for it. There's a lot of collage photos in it on each. There's Jerry himself, and lyrics for each song, just same as this. Contributions also from Robert from Metallica's on here. Duff McKagan, Mike Borden. Those are names that might sound familiar to you. But this is a really good album. A little less harmonizing on the vocals than Brighton. But you know how Jerry harmonizes with, like, back in the day with Lane or with Robert these days. But I've always liked Jerry's voice, and even better, he's an even better guitar player too. But I mentioned the first 3 songs that were out, but check out my favorite track on here is called Echoes of Laughter. So brand new one from Jerry Cantrell. Well worth your time and money. Next up for new releases is, I wouldn't even know what number this is of this catalog, but this is the brand new album from Victory. So second with this lineup. So reformed lineup. Follow up to 2021's Gods of Tomorrow. This is Circle of Life. I wasn't expecting an actual jewel case from AFM Records. They usually do the, like the Flotsam. This is AFM too, the digipacks. But yeah, don't know why they went that route, but whatever. I do like jewel cases. I'd prefer them all jewel cases, but that's not the way it is. So yeah, very cool artwork, Circle of Life. And the big name for me is, I'm a huge Herman Frank fan. I've been following Herman Frank for years with his days with Accept and his solo band, Herman Frank, which the other guitar player on here, Mike Pezin, is also a member of Herman Frank's solo band. Vocalist here, you have Gianni Patello, fantastic vocalist, just kind of a, I don't know how to compare him. He's got a bit of Sammy Hagar almost in him, but just and if you're wondering, this is a hard rock album for sure. This is 90% hard rock, 10% metal elements thrown in there. This is just a nice break. I really enjoy this. The first track that they released it had me hooked right off the bat, was called Count on Me. And then then my favorite track on here, which is called Moonlit Sky. So brand new one from Victory. Like I said, I have not picked up a pile of new releases from 2013. I hope there's still a little bit to go. What are we, already October, almost November, but and then finally with the new releases, I picked up the newest album from Striper called When We Were Kings. These guys, they're not high on my favorite bands list, but I really like what they've been doing since 2013. They really kind of refined their sound a little more on the heavy side, and this is no different than the past 5 albums they've been doing. No different with the artwork, nothing like that. There's your lineup with Michael and Robert and Oz, and who do you have on bass? I think Perry Richardson is on bass, yes. But yeah, just another good album from Striper. Yeah, there's a couple sappy stuff on here, like Grateful or Love Symphony, but that's no different than Striper's been doing. Like I said, title track, the lead-off track, End of Days, awesome track. And track 2, Unforgivable, I highly recommend those tracks. Probably my least favorite track on here is a song called Raptured. It's just a little bit of filler on that one, but overall, another good album from Striper from 2024. All right, let's move on to I've been on a real Gravedigger kick lately. I've been watching some rankings, especially a ranking video from my friend Renee from Spain. I probably watched that ranking video 5 times, not just for the content, but just for Renee. He's just a laid back, fantastic guy who he just doesn't give a shit. He just presses record, and that's what I love about him. But I was, digging into his ranking video for a little info on a era of the band I didn't know that well, and that is the the Manny Schmidt era. So if that name is familiar, Manny Schmidt was also a guitar player for another German metal band called Rage. So right in the wheelhouse of Gravedigger, Rage, Halloween, Running Wild, Accept, UDO, Primal Fear. I love my German metal, put it that way. But Gravedigger, also, I would probably throw Gravedigger in the category of acquired taste on the vocals. Chris's vocals are, kind of in the neighborhood of maybe like a Udo Dirk Schneider type of thing. Not, and I mean acquired taste, like a lot of people don't like King Diamond. He doesn't have the highs King Diamond has, but he's in that acquired taste vocals. But I love the vocals with this music. It's just, to me, it's just almost like another instrument. I don't really see it as bad, good, whatever. I just hear it and love it, whatever. So I picked up 4 albums, 4 out of 5 albums that Manny Schmidt was in the band. The 5th album that I've showed that probably a long time ago, an update, but first one is The Gravedigger, all black cover, and probably to reflect that this is one of their darkest, heavier albums too, but I will flip it over and show you that kind of the natural cover. The Gravedigger from 2001, first to feature Manny Schmidt. So here is the actual cover of The Gravedigger, and here's the band shot with they have a keyboard player too, that kind of an add atmosphere type of thing. Their keyboards are really well blended in. You can't even really tell, to be honest with you, like I said, just to provide some atmosphere. There's Chris Bottendal and there's Manny Schmidt on guitars. And yeah, what an album. This is first of this lineup, and probably my second favorite lineup of this band. My favorite lineup of Gravedigger is with Yuva Lawless on guitar, who is currently, the second or whatever third guitar player of Accept. But he's a great, and any of that 90s stuff, Gravedigger, man, it's top notch. But so here is that. I'll just, I'll kind of breeze through these four because there's kind of a lot to talk about. But I'll mention one track. So off of this album, The Gravedigger, go check out Funeral Procession, my favorite track on that one. Next that I picked up out of the Gravedigger discography, which I probably only need one more album, and I'll end up doing my own ranking at some point. This is Rheingold, 11th overall studio album, 2003. So this is when they were cracking out an album every 2 years. They were, kind of in that overkill Motorhead kind of mode where these albums are just flowing out. I definitely miss those days. You got bands here that are taking 6-7 years now. But anyways, Rheingold, full-on concept album. What the full concept is, I don't quite know. I don't know enough of it yet, only that I know that this album, The Gravedigger and Rheingold, are kind of must-have Gravedigger. They're just fantastic album. Check out, Giants. What a track. Maidens of War, but for sure, Giants, and the last track, Twilights of the God, that's really good. But if you only check out one track from Rheingold, Giants. Third that I picked up is from 2005. This is their 12th overall studio album called The Last Supper. This is not a full-on concept album of, Jesus Christ, but there are related songs to his life and things that happened. But overall, this one, not as good as these first two I've already shown you, but all four of these are actually from reissued from a company called Rough Trade Metalville, and they did a really good job. Great artwork throughout, lyrics, not much for band shots, but yeah, The Last Supper, not quite as good as the first two, but I definitely wanted to have it in my Gravedigger collection. And then finally, out of those four, I picked up Liberty or Death. This one is from, so what did we say, 05? This one's from 2007. So yeah, every 2 years, just cranking out an album. Same night, actually a very nice digipack. As long as these digipacks have trays and not those shitty sleeves, I'm happy. These CDs pop out quite easily, and they don't have any of those, none of the broken teeth, that's annoying too. But tracks to check out on Liberty or Death, the title track for sure, and Until the Last King Died, that's a great track too, and Shadowland. But I would say out of these four, you want to go for The Gravedigger and Rheingold first if you're interested in listening to any of these. But yep, same great booklet. There's actually Chris right there. And Manny Schmidt right here. So he would do one more album after this. I think that's called, I know it's called Ballads of a Hangman. And then he left the band. But so Manny Schmidt also came from another great German band that's, right in that category that I mentioned, all those bands, which is Rage. But I've been slowly plugging away at my Rage collection. Gravedigger, by the way, has, I think, 21, 22 studio albums. Rage has even more. They're in the neighborhood of 26, 27. They're one of those bands that is up there with, I think, the only band that I know of that would beat them would be the Japanese band Loudness, which I definitely need to add more Loudness to my collection. But like I said, chipping away at my Rage collection. I picked up about 4 of these little boxes so far. I know I have not shown this one. I've had it for a while, but these little boxes contain 3 albums with the full Natural album, and then a bunch of, like, a shitload of bonus material, which actually I don't care too much for the bonus material. To be honest, I may never get to it. I'm just kind of in it for the full album. But the price was right. The packaging, pretty cool. This is the Millennium Collection, or Millennium Years Welcome to the Other Side. Unity and Sound Chaser, 3 timeless masterpieces on 6 CDs. I don't know about timeless masterpieces, but a couple of these are, yeah, whoops. A couple of them definitely could be considered up there in the Rage discography. The first one, which is from, what is this one, from 2001? Yeah, actually these 3 albums came out consecutively, 2001, 2, and 3. So just boom. So this is the lineup, not the Manny Schmidt lineup, but the Manny Schmidt lineup. Manny actually was on 5 Rage albums, studio albums. Love that era of the band, and this would be my second favorite era of the band. This is with guitar player Victor Smolinski and drummer Mike Trana, and of course P.V. Wagner. So first on that is Welcome to the Other Side. This one I know the least of these 3 so far, and it would be my least favorite of these 3. I don't know where this one would rank in a Rage discography, but I think would be more in the lower end, but not a bad album. But like I said, I just don't know it that well. But these next 2, which have the Rage mascot, well, actually this one has the Rage mascot on it too. So there's Sound Chaser right there. And next up is from 2002. This is Unity. I'm going to slip this out, get some of that glare away. Now this is a great album. Unity is, I don't know, is that a full-on concept album? I don't remember, because Rage is one of those bands who do those concept albums for sure. But if you want to check out some kind of Rage from this era with these 2 guys, with Victor and Mike, with PV, I recommend both of these. These I know pretty well, and yeah, really solid albums. Check out the track. Where's my favorite? I'm going to probably butcher this, but track 5 is called Dies Ra. It's kind of like a Latin term, but and that's the only Latin type in there. The rest of the lyrics are all English, but fantastic song. Lead off track, All I Want. Definitely a great track to check out. And track 3 called Down. And there is the band right there. There's Mike, Victor, and PV right there. And then the third part of this little package, which, like I said, I'll probably show some more of these Rage things in the future. And I have done actually kind of a Rage video somewhere in the 6-string archives. You can check that out. But here is Sound Chaser. So this is a concept album of their mascot, and I don't know the full story of what the full story is, but each one of these songs could easily stand on its own anyways. But great job with these reissues too. This is actually PV's label, Dr. Bones, which is released through Soul Food Music, Lucky Bob, which Soul Food is also a part of. AFM Records is also a part of Soul Food also. But booklet full of lyrics, pictures. Check out, where did I just put that? We need to check out the tracks. Where is it? Yeah, well, the title track's awesome. Actually, a track called Great Old Ones. And track 8, love this one, called Human Metal. And there is a band shot on the back of that one. So definitely been kind of in the Rage Gravedigger German metal mood, even wearing my Accept shirt right now. So let's wrap this one up with by now you're probably sick of me showing Saxon reissues, but this is the last 2 of the 9 albums that Music on Vinyl reissued, the period from 1991 till 2009. First up is the Inner Sanctum, 17th overall studio album. 2000, did I say 2007? But this is a really good underrated album from the 2000s from Saxon. Back cover. Music on Vinyl, top-notch job on this one. Here is the hype sticker too, if you want to pause that and read it. This is, limited 1000 silver vinyl. But what they included in all of these 9 reissues is a very, very nice inner on very sturdy paper, but they also included a album cover on even thicker paper. It's just one-sided, so this is a a 12 by 12. You could easily frame these. It's just an exact replica of the album cover. And then we'll pop out this silver vinyl. Always the anti-static sleeves, which I appreciate. And there we go, silver vinyl, centering the same on both sides. And then we have the last one of the 9, which is Into the Labyrinth. This is 18th studio album, 2000, and so Inner Sanctum was 07, so this would be 09. This, this is another one of those 2000 Saxon albums that you should check out. Actually, I'll show you something in a second that would give you a good snapshot of these 9 albums. But there's the back cover. Well done, not glossy. Music on vinyl, I think they're black. They're predominantly black covers. Seem to be the most glossy, which that'd be the only thing that bugs me about music on vinyl. Sometimes it's just a little too much on the glossy. So there's that one-sided album cover. Like I said, you can frame those babies if you wanted. And then inner sleeve, lyrics on both sides. And this one came on a gold vinyl, limited to 1,000, whatever. This one has kind of some black marbling in there. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but centering the same on both sides. And then this one, as the same as the other one, comes with a their own bag with the hype sticker there too. So like I was saying, they did those 9 albums from 91 to 09, music on vinyl. But if you want just a snapshot, you don't want to invest all the money into these on vinyl or CD, and you want just a breakdown or best of, go out and get this. This is called Saxon Baptism of Fire, the collection 1991 to 2009. So basically what this is, or not basically, what it is kind of a best of those 9 albums. There's 2 to 3 tracks taken off of all those 9 albums and compiled onto this CD with this great slipcase. And I think it's 2 CDs if I remember. Yeah, it's CD1, CD2. So yeah, if you're just a casual Saxon fan, this would be right up your alley for that period. But, a lot of these bands that I went over today, like Gravedigger, Rage, Saxon, they all really carried that metal torch in the 90s and into the 2000s. And yeah, I think they're all still around, still making new music. In fact, Gravedigger has a new album coming out in January called The Bone Collector, which I'll be getting for sure. What else? I think that is about it. If you're still here, stuck around for this long one, I appreciate that. Until next time, stay heavy.